drivers after the storm which had marred Saturday's Formula 3 race. With a 3-day build-up instead of 2, perhaps the excitement of the green light after so long made a first-lap accident inevitable. The 48th Monaco Grand Prix was barely 30 seconds old when it came to a temporary halt. Alesi sneaking inside Prost Ferrari, Gerhard Berger trying and failing to do the same. Monaco is the narrowest of circuits, as the view from Alessandro Nannini's Benetton confirms. It doesn't take much to block the track, and a restart was inevitable. Ivan Capelli was the first to abandon his defunct Leighton House and run back down the hill towards the spare car. Berger followed his example. But Alain Prost isn't called the professor for nothing. He spotted an official car doing nothing and pounced a lip.
Yes, Matthew, very smart indeed, but not as clever as our onboard camera team, who had rigged another camera into Berger's T-car. Start number 2, and this time Senna managed to hightail it away, with Prost hanging on to his second place, keeping the other 24 members of the Bain pack behind him all the way up the hill. This time Prost kept a tight line going into Mirabeau, keeping Alesi in 3rd place. Gerhard Berger was 4th, Patrese 5th, and Mansell 6th. While Senna streamed away at the front, teammate Berger was busy coping with the heavy traffic on the Monaco streets, trying to challenge Alesi in the confined space. Mansell showed how hard passing is here when he tried to get by Boutsen at the chicane. The cars touched, damaging the Ferrari's nose cone, and Mansell was forced to make a premature visit to the pits.
Overtaking problems affect the leader too, as Senna discovered when he tried to get past backmarker Satoru Nakajima in the Tyrrell. But his difficulties were nothing to those suffered by second-placed Prost. The world champion was forced into the pits and out of the race with a faulty battery. Nelson Piquet was desperate to rob Boutsen of 5th place. He was to fall another victim of Monaco's tortuously narrow track. He pushed just a little too hard at the Lowe's hairpin and lost control of his Benetton. Boutsen drove cheerfully on, leaving the 3-time world champion to suffer the further embarrassment of stalling when he tried to find reverse. Then he accepted a push from the stewards, for which he was soon afterwards disqualified. Mansell squeezed past Derek Warwick's Lotus as the pair exited the chicane to take 5th place. Then he managed to rob Boutsen of 4th position at the entrance to the chicane. This time he completed the manoeuvre without losing a nose cone. The battle for 4th and 5th was only one of 2 to keep the Monegasque crowd entertained. Coming up to lap them, Alesi was fighting a desperate battle to maintain his 2nd place ahead of an impatient Gerhard Berger, the Austrian still looking for his first win for McLaren. It was all getting a little frantic as the drivers fought for extra space on this narrowest of tracks. Mansell's battle was about to come to an unsatisfactory end. He was forced to retire on the 64th lap, another Ferrari with battery problems.
Despite the heat of battle, Alesi was driving superbly, soaking up every threat from 3rd place Berger. Finding his street rhythm very fast indeed, Alesi then started to reel in Senna. It became an enthralling charge, and Senna's lead suddenly looked more vulnerable. For some reason, the Brazilian appeared to be slowing despite the young pretender's chase, and it looked more than close at the end, but yet Ayrton Senna just hung on to take his 3rd ever Monte Carlo Grand Prix win.